A scathing report from the state auditor's office claims Morgan County leaders cannot account for hundreds of thousands of dollars in federal aid received after a 2012 tornado.
Georgetown police have a warning about some fake $100 bills going around the city. What makes this funny money stand out?
Storms across the eastern U.S. have caused headaches for a lot of travelers, including right here in Lexington. I'll have the latest coming up.
This is WKYT News at 6.
Good evening to you. They asked for help after a deadly tornado devastated their community, but now, nearly 4 years later, a state audit claims Morgan County leaders can't account for hundreds of thousands of dollars in federal disaster aid.
The scathing audit also claims to have found evidence of waste, fraud, and abuse after the 2012 tornado. Our Victor Puente is tracking that investigation in our top story at 6.
The report is 65 pages long. In it, the outgoing state auditor claims the fiscal court of Morgan County failed to have any oversight over the way former judge executive Tim Conley handled the county's money following a tornado that destroyed much of West Liberty. The current judge executive, who took over in January of 2015, says they're doing their best to recover.
It really wasn't a surprise. Of course, we knew nothing about it. I mean, we didn't know what they was going to find.
Conley is serving a 7-year prison sentence for accepting kickbacks from a contractor in the months following the tornado.
Citizens of Morgan County, I think, thought of him fondly, you know, and was surprised that things turned out the way they did. I know I was.
One of the issues that audit raised was a new concession stand here at the city pool. They said that federal funds could be used to repair a structure, but it appears to have been used to improve this structure. The new judge executive said they weren't sure exactly how that money was spent because all of that paperwork was taken by the FBI as part of their investigation into Tim Conley.
The FBI didn't turn the records over to us. They said it was an ongoing investigation. Now, take that for whatever it means.
The auditors claim the county didn't follow federal regulations for expenditures, and in some cases, the county employees created invoices, but the auditors couldn't prove the work was actually done. The report also said at least $779,000 worth of government contracts for debris removal didn't have enough detail, and $240,000 in expenses didn't have contracts at all. Franklin, a former banker, says they've made changes since he took office, such as a finance office and more scrutiny for his position.
We're going to go through the audit and try to answer all the questions that they ask and make some kind of prevention for it not to happen again.
And those questions may continue. The auditor's office turned their report over to the Attorney General, the Department of Military Affairs, the Department of Agriculture, and the FBI. In Morgan County, Victor Puente, WKYT.
The state audit also says that Morgan County owes a vendor more than $900,000. The vendor is now suing the county for that money. If you want to read the full report, we have a copy on WKYT.com.
It looks like something out of a movie, literally. As we first told you last night at 11, Georgetown police say some businesses have received fake money with the words "for motion picture use only" on it. Georgetown police say someone is passing the bills to get a lot of real money back. Kristen Kennedy has the crime alert.
Investigators say it looks real, feels real, and is as close as it gets to legitimate cash, except for the writing on the front and back.
It's prop money for motion picture use only. It's clearly stamped on the bills.
Captain Robert Swanigan says if a clerk rushed through a sale, even if they used a pen to double check the bill, it wouldn't be easy to catch this fake one.
It looks like a legitimate $100 bill.
Counterfeit criminals, he says, often scout out busy clerks.
These stores are being targeted. They're catching them when they're busy. They're going in with the money. They're making very, very small purchases for, small items, and then they're receiving the change.
Police say this Taco Bell is one of 4 places in Georgetown where people passed those fake $100 bills. The
purchases these people are making are for small purchases. They'll come in, they'll buy a pack of gum, $1, and then they get $90-some and change. Legitimate money that, of course, then the business is out.
The only description investigators have to go off of right now is a pair who left in a dark-colored car. They are reviewing surveillance to see if they can get a better idea of who they're looking for. In Georgetown, Kristen Kennedy, WKYT.
Investigators recommend clerks not only use a counterfeit pen to determine if a bill is real, but also hold the bill to see if the print on the numbers moves with the light.
Tonight, investigators are trying to figure out what led up to a crash in Montgomery County that sent 6 people to the hospital. It happened about 1 this afternoon at the intersection of Indian Mound Drive and Spencer Road. 2 cars collided there. Firefighters say one person was airlifted to UK hospital in critical condition. A second person also went to UK with serious injuries. Firefighters say that 4 other people had less serious injuries. Firefighters call this a dangerous intersection.
This is an area we have quite a few accidents, serious accidents. We've had a couple fatalities at this location before, so this is on our radar as being a high incident area for sure.
The intersection has a caution light, but not a full traffic signal. The names of those injured have not been released. New tonight, police have arrested an eastern Kentucky man they say killed his dog. 31-year-old Arthur Couch has been charged with animal torture. Police say a tip led them to Couch's Harlan County home today. Investigators think he starved his dog to death, then dumped the animal's remains near a creek. Police say they also removed 2 dogs and 3 cats from Couch's home.
Today, funerals were held for 3 of the 4 people killed in a Christmas Eve crash in Floyd County. Family and friends said goodbye to 54-year-old Sandra Bauer and her 19-year-old daughter Andrea in Goffin County. Sandra's 4-year-old granddaughter Nevaeh also died in the crash. They were in one car. A man in another car involved in the crash, Roland Patrick, was killed too. The Bauer family says it's been a difficult week.
We're all used to burying one of our family, not 3 at a time. It's just not right.
Patrick's funeral was also held today. Nevaeh's mother was injured in the crash and is still in the hospital. Family members say the child's funeral will be held once her mother is out of the hospital.
3 men are still recovering at UK hospital tonight after being hit by a car Sunday. Lexington police say Asil Iriola was driving drunk when his car veered off Midland Avenue and hit the men. 2 of those men, brothers William Hockaday and Clarence Hockaday, are in fair condition at UK hospital. Their father tells us both need surgery. One has a broken leg, broken ribs, and a swollen knee. The other, we're told, has a broken leg, torn ligaments, and face abrasions. The 3rd man injured, Michael Nipper, is still in critical condition at UK hospital.
New tonight, a University of Louisville official has been placed on leave following a DUI arrest. The Rowan County Sheriff's Office arrested Daryl Griffith last Wednesday. He was released from jail the next morning. Griffith is the Associate Vice President for Health Affairs at U of L. According to WDRB-TV, the university has placed Griffith on paid administrative leave for 2 weeks pending an investigation.
After a lot of rain across the Bluegrass, we are finally getting a chance to try and dry out. Some calmer weather has moved in. Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey has an early look at the forecast.
Yeah, thankfully, we are indeed calming down throughout the entire area. Boy, it could not get much more active than what we have seen over the past couple of weeks. We're talking about a little wind chill into northern Kentucky, making it feel like the 30s as of now. Feels like low 40s into central Kentucky. We're still close to 60. Southeastern Kentucky, you folks are doing something right. You missed out on a lot of the heavy rains, and you still get the warm temperatures and a little sun earlier today. Defender Radar Network, it's calm, it is quiet. Haven't been able to say that for a little while. Out and about this evening, you're going to see those temperatures holding 40 to 45 degrees. Mix of stars and clouds at times. Can't rule out a sprinkle, but most areas should stay on the dry side. Focus of the forecast when I come back. One little round of showers tomorrow, then we get really quiet for a while. Me being quiet, well, that's a task in itself, but that's a good thing as we go into the next 7 days. We'll break it down for you when I come back in a few.
You like quiet. Thank you, Chris. Major storm system that caused deadly tornadoes in Texas and flooding in the Midwest is now causing problems in the Northeast.
Ice and snow now cover many roads in New England just days after record warm temperatures. The storm has caused many crashes in the Northeast. In Missouri, the rain has finally stopped, but high water has submerged many homes and businesses in the St. Louis area. Some people trying to fly out of Kentucky are running into delays because of this big storm. Sean Moody joins us now live from Bluegrass Airport with the latest. Sean?
Amber, things here are a lot better this evening than they were last night and earlier this morning, but there are still a few delays here at Bluegrass Airport. Flights in between Lexington and Charlotte, Chicago, and Houston. It's been kind of touch and go at Bluegrass Airport.
Yeah, a lot of the Detroit flights, you can see they're delayed.
Detroit's one of the problem areas. Northeastern cities like New York, Boston, and Philadelphia are also having issues.
So just a big headache.
John Wilson was trying to get home from Lexington to Utah last night.
They stopped us out on the runway, brought us back, said Detroit was a mess. So we got off the plane, and then the flight ended up getting canceled, and so everybody was trying to rebook.
He finally got rebooked for tomorrow night. Airport spokesperson Amy Cottle said this highlights just how interconnected the airline industry is. Problems in major cities will reverberate throughout the country.
Whenever there are weather challenges in a particular city, especially a major hub city, then it does affect the entire aviation system. So you want to make sure that if there is bad weather in a hub city that you're traveling through, that you allow extra time and that you really keep an eye on your flight status.
Seeing as how there's not much he can do about it, Wilson is trying to take things in stride.
So I guess everybody has to go through it once in their life, so I guess this is my turn.
Now, we've attached a link to Bluegrass Airport's flight status information screen to the article on the WKYT.com. You can check that screen anytime. Live at Bluegrass Airport, Sean Moody, WKYT.
Sean, thank you. And Bluegrass Airport leaders say they expect a few delays to last into tomorrow as well. A busy Lexington road is finally reopened hours after a crash involving a FedEx truck shut it down.
It took 16 hours for crews to clean up the crash scene on Leestown Road. That road reopened about 2 this afternoon. Late last night, Lexington police say the truck was trying to go around a car that was stopped in the road, but the truck ended up hitting 2 utility poles and flipped into a ditch. About 3 dozen homes lost electricity because of the crash. Crews spent much of the time repairing the poles. No one was injured in the crash.
The online discount retailer Groupon has released some unusual statistics about Kentuckians and tattoos. The company analyzed buying habits for tattoos and tattoo removals. Groupon says Lexington was the 3rd most popular city in the country for tattoo removal deals, but Louisville was the 8th most popular city in the country for tattoo deals.
Christmas may be over, but if you have a real live Christmas tree, here's a new use for it. The Kentucky Department of Fish and Wildlife Resources is collecting the live trees to use as fish habitats in lakes. Wildlife leaders say they've been doing this for 5 years now, and it helps the fish. Sites like Sportsman's Lake in Frankfort and Cave Run near Moorhead are among those collecting Christmas trees.
This is very beneficial, 1, to the fish, and 2, it's very beneficial to the angler. It provides areas for fish to find cover, a sanctuary, but also provides fishermen with an area to fish.
Wildlife leaders say make sure all of the ornaments and other items are taken off the trees before you drop them off. We have some more information on our website on WKYT.com.